podcast is live.
Stop that. Welcome back to the Mount Silver podcast. We've been gone for a minute. Now we're back with the
We have been.
podcast.
For good reason.
Um, for plenty of good reasons.
Yeah.
Life, holidays, game.
Yes.
The game itself, yeah.
So many other things. But once again,
It was really the
Mount Silver.
holiday, though. This would have been out a week earlier if it weren't for the
Probably.
holiday.
Probably.
Yeah, this is true. This is Mount Silver, episode 9. I am Meelz. I'm here with Pat and the Platinum Chanel boy, Jeff.
Yee.
And we are here. I don't know if we call this a season finale, but it might. I don't know unless we have other things planned.
It might
It might be.
It could be. I mean, listen, it's December. The game is out.
The game is out. The game is in
We've
rotation.
We've done what we've set out to do over the last 5 months.
Which is an amazing feat, honestly.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. Recapping
so.
all these different games.
I wouldn't have liked this game as much had we not done what we did.
I agree. I mean, I wouldn't have an appreciation because this game is just, to me, it's
we're gonna get down to it because I feel like most Pokemon fans really, really appreciate this game. Like they're talking about it like very highly.
I have okay, so there's definitely things I don't like about this game,
Of
but
course,
if
of
I had
course.
to encompass the entire thing, I'd say I'd really like this game.
Yeah.
I would say this might be ridiculous to say.
Go ahead.
It's probably the one, other than Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It might
Yeah.
be the one that I've enjoyed the most since
Yeah.
Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
and it's
I'm on that.
Go
I'm
ahead.
on a similar level, as far as just like everything that we've had growing up, and we were kids, so that feeling was different. But this is like, it's something that I
This
just,
is a new feeling, right?
yeah, I can't. It's difficult for me to put it down, especially when I was actually, going through story wise and badges and I think the region, like Galar region in general, was much more interesting than I had anticipated.
Oh yeah. In terms of how they laid it out too, it was kind of weird. But it was
I thought
also very,
weird in
I
a
mean,
good way. I thought because I thought the way
Yeah.
the way that you move through the Pokemon world has become, and I didn't know if I even realized how much so until I played this game, but it's become pretty tedious on occasions and like really similar between the games. And I thought that in part because of the wild area, but for other reasons as well, the world movement in this game was the way it forced you through this, not forced you through, but the way you moved through the world in terms of story, I
Right.
thought was much less tedious seeming than it has been for the past few years.
You move through the game like it's kind of like an S, and then you come back down in the middle, and then you realize Nintendo has made you walk like a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We got your money, motherfucker."
We got you. And then you're gonna go back down to the S to play in the wild area for hours and hours and hours.
Which is also a very smaller but still strong dollar sign.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Pat was kind of talking about the wild area before we got online a little or live. And it's just like I feel like I'm with him 100% that what separates this game from most is that area and the significance of seeing random things, the significance of them updating it daily due to weather or events or things of that nature. Because honestly, in the future of these games, we're gonna see a bigger area. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
that's
so,
just
too.
how this is gonna go, right? I think they struck with this, and they were like, you know what? Next time when we do this shit's gonna be even more massive, and there's gonna be even more Pokemon or whatever.
And not only just in terms of it just being the area thing, I think the Pokemon Go influence on this game
Yes.
has been
Yes.
crazy just because
Yes.
of all of the fact that, I mean, beyond just the max raids, which are featured in Pokemon Go, have been for years at this point. But the actual like real world events that are going on, like we
Yes.
currently have an event going on. I mean, Pokemon has done events, but I don't think it's been like, these are now events that it's like a co-op event. So it's
Yeah.
less than you walk over to GameStop and you get your Galarian Snorlax or Gigantamax.
Yeah, it's not like you
Snorlax
just
or
get it.
something.
You got to work for it to an extent.
You gotta, with friends, you gotta go through it, and it incorporate a lot of real world, real time events like the weather in the wild area, like the max raid battles, like so many other things that they change from day to day. The weather changes from day to day. The Pokemon change from day to day. Like it's so much different things, and I think Pokemon Go's influence on this game has just been so like crazy, in my opinion. I think this game started after the development of this game, at least started after the original Sun and Moon. And I think these are a lot of things they want to incorporate. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there's still like, we're doing all these things. And I actually talked to Amp, on this podcast. I did RAOP gaming. So if you want to hear my thoughts and Amp thoughts on this game as well, you can definitely go listen to that. It should be out by now. Don't even worry about it. But in terms of just, I think there's still some way to go, and there's still some like excuses I have that I don't give them like leeway for taking like 20 years to incorporate something that every other game has done like 10 15 years ago. Right. But it is we're here, and there's several
I feel like
things
they're just figuring out co-op. Like they're just figuring out like,
which is wild.
They want to be able to play with each other fast. And not through like a weird link type
it's
thing.
Like the first update since the game came out that like is co-op related. Like you could battle people in the original game. I know you could do it online more recently, but it's not really that much different than what you could do with a link cable.
Right.
We just want faster. I mean, and Meelz and the rest of the gang, like when we're playing, or we hit the chat up saying, hey, let's jump in this and let's play, let's do some raids. It's a bit inconvenient, like as far as things that we dislike about the game. They still have, like you said, they still have a way to go. It should be much easier for me to link with Meelz and jump into a raid. Matter of fact, that search friend thing doesn't even work at all.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
But like. And I'm sure, they I think they released an update. They shut down for maybe 3-4 hours a few days ago. And I admit, like I think I wrote in our Discord, it does seem to be moving better since then, but it's still like, load update. Why can't we load consistently new things? New stamps consistently.
Yeah,
I would say all this stuff is also kind of a symptom of. It's not just Pokemon or Game Freak. It's Nintendo that has like this symptom as a larger problem. Like I know, like friends of mine bought one. This is maybe not the best example, but like a few years ago, one of my friends bought 2K on Switch instead of on PlayStation, just so he could like play it portably. And so a few other of my friends also bought it on Switch, and the online functionality basically never ended up existing in any capacity that it exists on PlayStation or Xbox. Like it's a great. It's example, insane.
No, that's a great example because I bought FIFA on Switch just because I wanted it everywhere.
Yeah,
and you're like there is no like you can't play it online. You can't play it online. It's completely broken. So but we kind of made it work, and we have like a system. If we didn't have our channel, it would probably be way more difficult, though.
Yeah, 100%. It's not, and I think, it's still a possibility. Like jump into random like raid, because I think I don't know.
I like that too. By the way,
I don't know what the system or algorithm or whatever they had is, where just random people would pop up. It's not even people who are your friends. Things.
No, it's like people across the world. Remember that Charizard one I sent you, the shiny one?
Yeah.
The Gigantamax. That was somebody in Japan. I just saw it on my stamp and I jumped in real fast because it's gonna fill up because of what it is. I just jumped in and that's what it was. So that was his shiny, but I was a part of it, so it was really cool. But there's definitely things that they have to still clean up. But the fact that it still is very, very fun, you kind of just forget about those things as you get used to how it works.
Right.
How have you guys been liking the rating overall? Like it's good.
I love it.
I've mostly
like it
avoided I don't really care about spoilers at all, but that's the only thing I've really kind of avoided looking into just because I haven't gotten there yet.
It's not anything that's gonna like spoil anything for you. The most important thing for me about it is just getting rare Pokemon with rare stats and hidden abilities that you normally could never get. Yeah, you could never get. Like you would see some Pokemon you may want, and you want their hidden ability, and you can hatch 300 eggs and never get their hidden ability. It's just a very difficult thing to do. But this just makes it much more. It just simplifies getting the Pokemon that you want. Ultimately.
Right. And I think they've done a good job at all these kind of new features and these new, quality of life updates have incorporated various incentives into them. So it's like these max raid battles, like your incentive to get them is like, I got a Snorlax with practically perfect IVs all the way through. Yeah. And it can Gigantamax, and it has its hidden ability.
And it has its ability.
Right. So it's like they've incentivized this so much. So like, if I wanted to competitively battle, like that one's already set up for me. It just is what it is. Like I don't have to.
It's already set up.
I don't have to invest in it. I don't have to go through the battle tower and get all these bottle caps. I don't have to do anything. It's already there. It's already set
bottle up. Caps. I forgot.
EV training still needs a lot of work.
I haven't EV trained yet.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the only thing that is still fairly time consuming. It's the only thing that they really don't control.
But I like that you can change IVs because I have this really
that's amazing,
crummy, shiny Scraggy now that I'm just like, all right, can't wait to turn this up.
Gather a few bottle caps and best out a few things and call it a day. And you can change nature. It's look, the things that they've done to allow other people to at least try playing competitive is great to me. You don't have to, but if you decide to, it's there for you to do fairly easy. You could change the nature of your Pokemon. You can best out some, your stats. And yes, EV training it's still a little time consuming, but it can be done easier than normal. So, and like Meelz said, getting hidden abilities through some of these Gigantamax and Dynamax, which I'm completely bowing down to the fact that I thought, Gigantamax and Dynamax was going to be awful.
I really am in the same boat. And I like it much better than Z moves or
really
Megas.
It, oddly enough,
I like it more than Z moves for sure. Megas, I get.
I mean, I think,
you know what? I might like it more than. I don't know. It's just weird. So when you get into the max raid battles, I don't quite still understand the concept of
Megas
how many moves.
A touchy thing, Meelz. It's a touchy thing.
I still don't understand quite how like the moves.
Yeah, they do
work. They'll hit you like 4 moves or 3 moves at a time.
They do like their regular moves. I think they get like 2 moves in a row.
Where the fuck is the bad league staff member?
Okay,
he's in the telephone thing.
Oh, thank you.
No, I spent like
that guy.
I spent like 25 minutes looking for.
This is probably actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't think of examples from other games, but there's always something where they're like, go find this, and like I don't pay attention to the hints or anything, and then I'm like, what is happening?
No, you're fine. I legitimately I looked all over. I went into the store. I went into the Poke shop. I went into the hotel.
He was in like that London type phone booth, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He sure was. I remember that specifically because I was also stumped. And I was like, where the fuck is this guy? I gotta get off my train in 10 minutes and I still can't find him. With that said, I want to get everyone's kind of thoughts on, just brief thoughts. Dexit.
Sure.
I mean, we all had our initial thoughts out of it. Does it still kind of reign true? And I say Dexit as opposed to like the hyperbole that people kind of named it for all Pokemon not being featured in the Dex. Did this have any significant
no
impact on your playing?
You couldn't even fucking notice it.
You can't tell.
Like
look,
there's
for everybody.
There's so many Pokemon in it.
Yo, this is probably the most frustrating thing about the dialogue around this game. Meelz, how long did it take us to get fucking 400 Pokemon?
It took me a minute.
Imagine if we didn't have our help. Imagine if we didn't have our channel.
It would have taken more than a minute. I mean, they're trying to, as with most Pokemon games now, they're trying to incorporate more people involved in it and like relationships and friendships and promote that. But if we didn't have our Discord, it would have been a wrap. Like and also if it had been 937 Pokemon or however.
Come on,
Yeah, my God.
come on. There's no way.
I also had people do face turns on this and say they ultimately like they didn't love the Pokedex, but they did end up getting the game and really enjoying it, even though they had been very.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that people. I'm not, if people decide that they were, not that they were wrong, but they're like having a different viewpoint on the lack of Pokemon, and that they still want to play it, and that's good. I mean, I think a lot of people ended up coming around on it from what I saw.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of Pokemon. 400. I mean, out of the 900, 400 is 50%, but also it's like there's still a lot. And they've talked about it so much of how like
there's more coming too.
Yeah, there's more coming. I mean, they've data mined the game. There's 35 more Pokemon. Spoiler alert. Featuring like, of course, Mewtwo and other legendaries.
Yeah, Mew is already on the game if you want to purchase the $50 Pokeball Plus and transfer them.
I am not.
You can do it. Yeah, you can do it.
Not.
Mine is already on Let's Go, so I can't do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm sure they'll give it out in an event or something.
They may.
What is it? I gotta look at what Mew looks like. Oh, it looks like Mew.
All right, yeah, there you go. However, like, I mean, yeah, you can't notice it. There's still so many Pokemon. They've managed to, in terms of just, and I think a lot of it also depends on the Galarian region too, because there's so many different areas of this game, and the Pokemon are spread out fantastically. Yeah. There's not too much in one space. There's not too little. You're not going to spend. I mean, I think the max I spent looking for a Pokemon, which was a 1% ratio, was maybe an hour. But I really didn't spend that much time.
My Ice Cube took about an hour and a half. Yeah, that was probably like the longest one where I'm like, God damn, please pop up.
Yeah, my Scorch took like an hour, and I was watching TV while just looking for it. And then I found it, and then I caught it. Turtonator was, when I was trying to do the Dex, Turtonator was hard to find. I found it. Then it would use Explode, and then I would have to try to find it again. So
yeah.
The self-destruct Pokemon in the wild are one of the worst things.
First of all, they nerf Explosion so bad that it's like now it's embarrassing. It's like you kill yourself, but like now I'm like
they nerfed a lot of things in this
50% health.
Mimikyu got nerfed as well.
Mimikyu got nerfed. I heard Aegislash.
Aegislash did get nerfed. Mimikyu's you lose 15 hit points now, which is, I get it because it would have made Ice Cube even better. But yeah, I noticed. I was like, I thought it was like a life orb type situation or something. I was like, what the fuck happened? But now when you break its disguise, it loses HP, which it needed because it was just way too good.
Initial sales, it sold 6 million worldwide during the first initial weekend. Which is good. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. It got the Switch.
How does that compare?
Okay.
I'm not
sure what as far as like 3DS is concerned. I'm not really sure. I just
know already one of the best-selling games on the Switch. If that counts for anything.
I guess it is. You kind of have to compare it to Switch.
Yeah, it's already one of the best games on the Switch.
It took the record. I think Super Smash Brothers had it prior,
and I think Mario Kart too. I mean, Nintendo Switch is still kind of like in its early stages. It's weird. Like, I think all the basic games are kind of still there and still like cooking, like the very Nintendo-esque games. And now like Pokemon has arrived and it's added to that. So, I mean, I think with every Nintendo set of games, you're gonna have the same old games as the highest selling. I think I don't know if Luigi's Mansion sold a lot.
I'm sure it did.
I still haven't played it actually, but I want to.
Well.
I heard it was good. We actually talked about it on RAOP Gaming, and he said it was good, and he enjoyed going through the game. So I might do it as well.
That's right, Meelz. It's time. You gotta skate around a little bit on the Switch.
Yeah, I should. I very, very much so should. Let's get into the Pokemon of this game, which is really the backbone of this game. There's only 400 out of the 481 are new. Who are our favorites of these new kiddos that are on the scene? Yeah, the starters don't really do much for me, quite honestly.
It's surprising. Like I thought initially, like oh they're gonna be good this time, but they kind of ended up being like just flat. I don't know. They're fine.
I'm not in love with them either. I mean, like I said, Cinderace isn't on my team anymore. I just got over it.
Yeah, I honestly, when I got the Lapras, I started thinking about getting Inteleon off of the team.
Yeah, I think the thing with all of them is that they have kind of like this very one. I feel like they all have the same crippling stat, which is defense,
and they all have really good
they
move.
can't tank. Like they're not.
Maybe the monkey, but also there's so much like that standing in its way of being great, like typing.
They gave Cinderace a hidden ability, which is the same protein as Greninja, where like every move he does, he turns into that type. So there's potential there, but like it's just I don't know. Like Pat said, they fall flat.
Yeah, they fall a little flat. I expected it. As soon as I saw the designs, I was like, okay. And the fact that they were in a double, I think everyone was part of the intrigue about it was what typing are they going to be? Like, what's their secondary typing? Because that's really kind of what and especially in this game, especially if you're a new player to this game, which I've realized, we've had people like shout out to Ben who's playing the game he's legitimately playing the first ever Pokemon game
which is crazy to me. Like that has been surprisingly common, I would say, is people who've never played before playing, and a lot of people returning for the first time since Silver and Gold. Also,
which is awesome.
Because that's the conversation I had with him. You can check it out on ROP Gaming, but that's the conversation I had with him, and he was asking me like, "Yo, what's the best course of action?" I'm like, the best course of action is having multiple bits of coverage, defensively and offensively, in terms of just so you're not taken by surprise by anything, or you're not swept by any particular typing. And when you have the starters, it's one typing, and they don't really learn a huge, swath of moves.
Boring movesets.
Yeah,
everybody has like, their one move. The water shot and pyro ball, snipe shot. Yeah, like those are really good moves. But
they're fantastic.
That's it though.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm still.
They're good for raids. They're good for raids.
Yeah, they're great for raids.
Yeah, they are fucking great for raids.
In terms of other new Pokemon that I liked, let's see. I think I liked they give you the free Toxel in the game. I kind of like Toxtricity.
Toxel's cool.
Poltegeist we talked a little bit about. I like the design of that.
I kind of like the. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Finish up.
The Impidimp Morgan Grimmsnarl family. I did not think I was gonna like them, but I do.
Grimmsnarl has fucking prankster, man. Oh my god, I love Grimmsnarl. I
like Grimmsnarl as well. I had it on my team. I had that and Hatterene, which is like I think they're both like two sides of the same sword-esque type of thing. I think there's some
Hatterene is a beast.
Mythical, yeah, she's insane.
A beast.
She's a tank, and she could probably like whoop your ass as well.
Trick Room.
So it's just easy, and it learns Magic Bounce eventually.
Yes.
However, I want to ask Jeff. Jeff, are there anything that strikes out immediately in the meta for competitive battling?
Right now, there's this big thing with Dracovish.
I see Justin tweeting about Dracovish constantly.
Yeah, Dracovish is basically like the first broken Pokemon that people are finding. It has a specific move I think comes with the fossils. It's a physical water move. And Dracovish has an ability called Strong Jaw. It basically it's KOing things even when it says not very effective. It's doing like the move is like if it goes first, the move does like 280 on anything. So like shout out Wolfie, he's one of the past champions, world champions. He put me on Dracovish, and yeah, he's just like KOing Gyarados, another water type with a water move, and it's saying not very effective, and it's a complete KO. You use Dracovish with Tailwind. So you would match Dracovish with one of our favorites, Meelz, Whimsicott, right? Great Tailwind prankster Pokemon. You do Tailwind first turn, that means Dracovish is gonna go first, and then you just do. I think the move is Rend of Fish. It's like Fish of Rend. Some move it's only for the fossils, and it murders. Tailwind, Whimsicott, Dracovish.
Boom.
Stupid.
There you go.
Yeah,
Broken-
Dracovish is the
broken
one right
already.
now. Yeah, he's the one right now.
Let's see. I mean, we talked about more Pico, which I like. I like the ability.
cute.
I'm sure it will find a home for some competitive trainer
Somebody
who
would
reaches the
definitely use that shit.
semifinals of the world tournament. You didn't talk about Phalanx in your love of that. Or have you
well,
fell out of
I-
love with
I-
it already?
No, I love it. I love it. It's
It's
I mean-
5 things, but it looks like one bug. I think it's hilarious.
It's a fighting type, pure fighting type. You know, it's one dimensional though. You know, you have to do no resort. No resort is one of the most broken moves since like Quiver Dance to me. It raises every stat +1. You got to do it first, of course, but after that, he can get going. But you know, I feel like people are going to be able to handle it just because it is straight fighting. The move pool isn't amazing, but it has great stuff because no retreat. You do no retreat. You can't leave the field, which you don't want to leave the field anyways because you'll lose your stat change. So I like Phalanx. I really do. It's a really cute design. I feel like Ash.
I like the design a lot.
Yeah, I feel like Ash is gonna fucking get it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Are there any of the Galarian forms that you guys like? Anything that's new that's changed the game for you guys? There's Galarian Meowth, which is a steel type.
I hate Galarian Meowth. I hate looking at it.
So
I hate
unassuming.
him.
Cursola,
It's so unassuming.
Meelz, look up Cursola, Eviolite Cursola.
Okay.
Don't evolve. If you're gonna use Cursola, just use Corsola.
Yeah. Oh, because its defenses, both of its defenses are insane.
Yes,
Okay.
but you can Eviolite Corsola though. It's really
Okay.
good because of the ghost typing.
Um,
And it's a great design. Y'all saw my tweet, protect at all costs. That design is amazing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I can't get over how great it is.
and the story behind it of like save the earth, save the Corsola.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
I like
Toxapex is still good.
Darmanitan.
Yeah,
I like all the
Darmanitan
Darmanitan's looks. I like the new Ice Darmanitan. And now
isn't it
it's
cool?
like,
The fire one, like the little snowman
with a fire thing as a nose. It's really good.
It's really good.
So many ways to evolve various things in this game now.
Oh my god!
Potentially too much.
Oh my god!
That's been one of the most intimidating aspects to me.
Yamask.
Yamask evolves.
That
when
was the
gets...
weirdest thing that I had to.
Does it have to lose 49 CP?
You have
or
to
it has
lose.
To get...
You have to get hit and have less than 49 HP left, and then you got to walk behind. You got to walk underneath this rock in the wild area, and then it just evolves.
And then it'll trigger it. Yeah, it'll just trigger it.
Yeah.
What other wacky evolutions are there in this game?
What's the cream name? Alchemy.
Alchemy, yeah.
So that there's like 10 or 20 of those. And some of them, some of the ways you have to evolve to get some of the different flavors are hilarious. Some you got to do a dance while the sun's going down, like at a certain time, and spin around, you know, the little Leon's little thing. You got to spin around your controller and it'll just evolve if you do it at the right time.
Oh yeah, I did have to do that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a million ways to evolve things in this game. And yeah, it's just, you know, I wouldn't say it's super intimidating, but it's also like, I get it. I mean, there's only so much times you'll have to like raise something to like level. To me, the most annoying ones are like things that don't reach its final stage until like level 52. That to me is annoying.
I my thing is friendship. Oh God. It's the worst. I was so happy to see Sylveon at Lake of Outrage that day because I was like, thank God I don't have to fucking walk around with this fucking Eevee.
Yeah.
And make it my best friend. Like, was not trying to deal with that.
Is that Sylveon? Because I caught one too. Is it a unique appearance?
So based on the weather at the Lake of Outrage, there'll be a different evolution damn near every other day.
Okay.
It just depends on the weather. So sometimes you'll see Vaporeon, sometimes you'll see Flareon. It just depends. Just head over. I go over there every day just to kind of see what it is, you know.
Just to see what weather it is. You're just like, oh, it's a Flareon. It must be sunny out.
Lake of Outrage is like the spot though, because that's where Ditto is. You know, so
Most of the
I'm over
dragons
there
are
a
there.
lot.
The strong
Yep,
dragons.
yeah. Dragon Polts are over
That
there.
was where I caught the Lapras, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That water, yeah, that water has Lapras for sure.
Okay, so let me.
Oh,
This is a totally random thing again. Meelz,
sure.
feel free to cut this. But when something says somebody is in grass or they're in shadow, what is it talking about that they're in shadow? Can you literally like walk around shadowed areas like they're grass?
I think it's like overworld and like in underworld stuff. So like the little exclamation points.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about for shadow.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
the
That makes more
overworld
sense.
ones are the ones that just walk around.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Legendary Pokemon. They have not given us too much, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah,
there are 3.
Yeah.
Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus. Eternatus. Wow. What a story. What a journey to get to that guy.
What a journey, right? Thanks for the free legend, though.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, yeah. And the Sword and Steel logos. I mean, the mascots rather.
They're dope.
Also,
They're dope.
perfectly
like
fine.
them. Yeah,
I like them.
Dope. Yeah, no problem with them.
Listen, 3, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not.
Makes
really
them more legendary.
Yeah, like they can give us Mew and Mewtwo later, and I'm cool with that. This is kind of off. But there was they interviewed somebody from Pokemon Company about Shadow Mewtwo, the one from Pokedex. And they refused to. They asked him if it was canon, and they refused. Like he didn't want to give them an answer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that
because Shadow Mewtwo was made by Bandai. It was a collaboration with Bandai and Pokemon Company. So they asked him if it was canon, and they wouldn't give a comment on it. So that's kind of cool because it's a great design. Like Shadow Mewtwo is a great design.
Interesting. All right.
Just something. Just hopefully one day
like
we get Shadow Lugia as well. Beautiful design.
I think as far as the rest of this game goes and the Pokedex go, I mean, there are 400 as of now, 401 if you count Mew. There are 435 Pokemon that have been uncovered in the data mine. For those,
I think there's more than that.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't prevent them from still adding more shit with a patch, right? I mean,
nah, it won't.
For those who are crying about starters, Bulbasaur and Squirtle will be available soon.
Yes, they will be.
And I feel like, you know what? I feel like it would be rude to not also give them Gigantamax forms.
I think we will. You know who has a Gigantamax form that they haven't released? Toxtricity. Yeah.
I like this. The slower rollout of things is cool to me.
That is Pokemon Go, man. That's that Pokemon Go influence, to be honest.
Yeah. You guys know I've been ignorant to that, so I like this. Like it being like a more live thing. Like I mean, I'm gonna age myself here, but it feels like when I used to play World of Warcraft, and like it would be
brings longevity for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure by June you're gonna be like, all right, let me just open this game, get this thing, and then close my game back open.
Yeah,
right. But that's okay.
But we're gonna get plenty of Pikachus with hats. We're going to get Jirachi. We're going to get a lot of Gen 5 legendaries, weird enough.
Is Shaman in there?
Shaman. Let me see. Gen
5 is coming, bro. That Gen 5 shit is coming, bro.
Nah, man, it can't. You got to do Gen 4 first.
I agree, but I'm telling you, bro.
Let's see. I don't think Shaman is here. No, Shaman is not here.
It's okay.
But they got the Gen 5 legendaries. Weird enough, like a lot of them. But there are a lot of Gen 5 legendaries, to be honest with you. I hope you like the pony because he's coming back.
Keldeo?
Yeah, Keldeo. He is in here. Sun and Moon legendaries and Sun and Moon starters.
I'll accept.
And there had to be a reason why they gave you Ultra Beast, an Ultra Ball in this game, right?
Well,
a Beast Ball rather, a Beast Ball.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's more just like here.
There's an Ultra Beast coming.
The Beast Ball is like the worst Pokeball in the game. So yeah, it has the lowest percentage. It's the opposite of the Pokeball. It's the worst percentage to catch a Pokemon. Yeah, it's just for shits and gigs. I'm planning on like when I run into a shiny, I'm just gonna like try to get it in and call it a day. You can get more, by the way. You can get more.
Okay. All right.
If you call for a tournament over again, they'll bring you a random Pokeball every time, so you can get more if you just want them.
Let's talk about the wild area for a second.
Yeah,
Sure.
It is to me, this is the Safari Zone fully fulfilled in all of its fashion and wave. It's not complete open world, but it's as close to open world as they're gonna get. Considering just how the size of it is the size of two. They said two like regions in Zelda or something like that.
You're
like,
right, and that's a big ass game.
that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is huge. Every day I feel like I get lost and have to try to find myself. I think I got the hang of it now, but like I've gotten the first time I had to go through to get a Motostoke, I remember I probably had like 2 Pokemon left that weren't just fainted, and I did not want to go back to the previous town to go to the Pokedex. So I'm legitimately like ducking behind corners and running through grass and ducking over Pokemon so I wouldn't completely die heading through the wild area. The wild area was scary for me at the first, but it's so badass.
It's so badass, man.
They definitely
the weather changes.
They have some more of like retention of the like easy hand holding elements, but this is partly because of the wild area. This is also definitely one of the harder games in a long time, I think.
It is. Thank God, man. Thank God. That's what we asked for.
Yeah, it's not quite hard enough, but it definitely is significantly harder than the last few have been.
Definitely.
My issue with it is, the level cap for catching Pokemon, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If
I left
beat
a paragraph about that. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I mean you said it the first time when you encountered that whatever Bunnelby's evolution was.
Yeah.
And we were like, catch it. And you was like, I can't.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. Like I mean, that's kind of my one. That was something that I thought was. I feel like they could have worked around that better. Maybe, beat them a certain amount of times, and they allow you to try to catch it. I don't know, but getting to the 8th
I didn't like
badge
it for the fact. No, go ahead. Finish up.
I'm just saying, getting to the 8th badge and being able to then do it. I mean, I'm happy that was the final point, but still, it's like I was ready to catch those things after like badge 6.
Yeah, I only missed out on a few things, but it was still the few times I ran into it and it affected me. It was very frustrating.
They played me, Pat. They played me because I was about to get to Gym 8, and I went to Lake of Outrage because I had just got the bike upgrade, the Rotom upgrade, and I run into Ditto, and it's like this Ditto's level 56, and I'm like, oh, I can't catch shit till only up to 55.
Yeah, the one level is such a kick in the balls.
And they played me, and at that point I was trying to start hatching shit early before I finished the story, and I couldn't. I'm like, oh, okay, let me go handle this fucking gym real quick.
Yeah, it's a kick in the balls.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. If I beat that level 26 Onyx with my level 13 thing, let me just have it.
Let me get it.
I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, I'm okay if they won't listen to me still. I just want to
just make them. I feel like you should be able to make them not available. I mean, just not available for use in the box or something. I don't know, but like it's just to me it was. Yeah, it was just weird. I was just like, nah, I didn't like that. The wild areas where you can do a lot of your max raid battles. Max raid battles are when you and a group of friends, or you and 3 terrible computers, 3 terrible NPCs.
Yeah, with a magic carp with hydro pump.
Listen, try to find friends because those NPCs will ruin your life.
They will kill
every
you.
Day of the week.
It's like you're not gonna get Gigantamax Snorlax with those 3 NPCs. It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Get it. You won't get it. Yeah.
You might get a good combination of people, but also they will probably die.
They will die.
And after 4 deaths in the max raid battles, the battle is over. Then
or 10 turns.
Or 10 turns. I've never made it to 10 turns, but I've definitely made it to.
Yeah, I've had everybody dying. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fucking bring a Magikarp. Brings a Focus Sash Magikarp with just Hydro Pump. Okay, come on, man.
We can do better NPCs.
Please.
Let's see, but the wild area takes a lot of this thing. Let's talk about the actual Galarian, the Galar region anyway. I like how it was set up. I like how it generally looks. I like how every city or town does not have the phrase city or town at the end. It's like, oh, you're in Motostoke. Oh, you're in Winden. Yeah. Oh, you're in which is, I guess it's very like I I don't know, UK-esque.
I
don't
love
know.
the Galar.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it a lot more than. At least it felt like a more fully. There were parts when I was like making fun of it because it wasn't really like that based on England or the UK or whatever in like any real way. But in plenty of other areas, it was, and the ways it was were better than the ways that other games have been based on, like France or whatever. When you're like, no, it's not. Like it's not at all. And this one was like a better version of that, I think.
I agree. Is it just going through all the entire cities? I think the cities are spectacular. My favorite probably had to be the little place where everything was glowing. I thought that was
so
I think
beautiful.
it's Balloon
the
Leah.
fairy,
Yeah.
the fairy.
Oh my god! And
so dope.
and Spikemuth, where it was like that little rundown town.
Yeah.
Where you're actually like your battle to the gym is actually like a Streets of Rage
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. That's where it's like
that's where Marnie's from, right?
Yeah. I thought he was a cool character too, actually.
Yeah, I thought he was a chick.
I did too, but then
first.
when he started talking, I was like, oh, okay. And then like he stayed around. They did a good job of making the gym leaders stay around and be characters in the game.
Meelz, let me ask you real
100%.
quick. This is a question for you. How'd you like the post game? I gotta ask you because, you know.
Don't talk about it freely. I don't. I don't mind.
If you didn't like it, it's cool. I'm curious. I wanted to ask you definitely.
I wasn't that much of a fan, to be honest with you. I think Shieldbert and Swordsword, they're hilarious, and I hope they include them in the anime.
They have to be in the anime. They have to be
because they're funny. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So many other things that went like first of all, the professor's assistant that goes like it was actually a double agent to me was hilarious.
That was jokes.
First of all, the professor itself, by the way, forgot the professor was the professor. Because she shows up at the beginning of the game and doesn't show up until damn near your 7th badge.
At all.
I don't care about her. Yeah.
And I'm just
the story's about her granddaughter ultimately getting that.
Yeah, and then her granddaughter becomes a professor, and I'm just like, "Oh, lady, you didn't do anything."
You want to talk about who
really
else decided to leave the game behind and study Pokemon?
Well, yes. Let's talk about Hop.
It's a spoiler, but let's talk about Hop because Hop. You know, I really, really appreciate his heart. I do.
He is the Knicks of this fucking game.
And right. And if you haven't finished the game, spoiler alert, just so you know, look, at the end of the day, this man Hop got his ass whooped. This boy Hop got his ass whooped a lot of times. Came back. By everyone. Came back, almost ran away, almost quit, came back again.
Listen, Bede barred him up badly.
Bede barred his ass up. One of my favorite characters.
He was like, yo, I just whooped this. Like, he shouldn't even be here. Man came back super depressed. I was like,
this man caught a legend, got smoked, and then quit being a trainer. And that's how his story ends.
I mean, so I talked about on RLP Gaming as well, because I think everyone in this conversation has a large thing, because I think they intended on being one thing, right? Like, for instance, like you always have a rival, but you always beat the rival. But what if the rival was actually affected by losing so many times? Like in every game you beat the rival, you're supposed to beat the rival every time.
Well, okay, you got to move forward.
Like Hao doesn't seem to be fazed by it at all. You know,
he just wants
Gary
to eat
Oak
food.
Yeah, Gary Oak would be. I think he was the only one who was actually kind of phased. He was like, "Yo, f you." Like,
fuck this.
He was
shit,
like Ray J in that clip. He was like, "I don't care. I'm gonna still be champion anyway." So you do that. But he's actually affected by it, and I think they wanted to have this bigger kind of conversation about like depression and like coming back and all the other stuff. But I think in terms of that conversation, most people just kind of. I think it's having the opposite effect where like, damn, Hop is kind of a bitch. Like,
no, it definitely kind of it made his character look even more weak in the end.
It just didn't.
I guess out. if there's a direct sequel to this game, I'm sure we'll see more of Hop. But also a little cool thing, Leon in the battle tower has the same animation as Red does. Just a little.
Oh, that is dope.
Yeah, just a little weird thing. You guys should check that out as well.
I reached him. I only did him so I could check my
No,
IVs.
I get it. I get it. I'm in Master Ball tier now, but I'm just doing
Oh,
it for BP, because I
bottle
gotta
caps.
I'm gonna have to train. Yeah, I'm gonna have to train for natures and bottle caps. So I'm playing them, but it's cool. It's fun.
Gym leaders. How did we like the gym leaders? Is there anyone's a favorite gym leader?
I like the
Alistair,
ghost guy, Alistair. He's
who
awesome.
I have not experienced because I have sword.
Yeah, you have sword. He's awesome. The fire, the dude, he was so cool.
He was cool, right?
He
That's
was
what I
so
thought as
cool,
well.
man. He was so fucking
How
cool.
he
Didn't he
was
seem
just
like an
like he
anime
was
character? Like he
Totally.
he's jumping in
Totally.
place.
so he's
He's
the
like
anime guy.
when he's battling, he's crouched down on his knees and like,
He's so
yo, like
cool, dude.
he's so cool. Like he's my favorite. He's
Yeah,
by far my
yeah, he's
favorite.
awesome. He's awesome.
Um, I didn't get to experience the ice one. I got Gordy, the rock one, but they still
Yeah,
gave you the ice gym, I think. So it's
yeah. She's cool. She's cool. She was tough. She
She's
was tough.
fine. Gordy, I think,
She
is
had a frost
cooler.
last.
Oh, she did. That's true.
She had a frost last.
I had
And that was cute.
Piers, and I guess Marnie does become the gym leader, huh?
Marnie does,
Oh,
yeah.
look at
Marnie does become gym leader, and obviously Bede becomes a gym leader. But yeah, I
which is a
love,
good character arc for your other rivals in this game. Like,
yeah, because
let's incorporate them in the game.
the cool thing about this game that I really really like is being able to, as champion, call for a tournament whenever you desire. Well, once a day, so you can redo a tournament as the champion once a day. And I just like that. Like, people walk around and call you champ now. Everything's cheaper in the Pokemon, that's normal with Pokemon games. But like, I like the representation of me being the fucking champ. And like, if I want to
This is
walk
true.
in here and call for a tournament and put the order, that's fire.
I agree. Let's talk about the fits in this game.
Let's. I spent a lot of money.
I spent more
They
money
made the
on
shit so
clothes.
expensive.
Yeah, it was some real stock. Like, you're really shopping. You're really shopping. Like,
I've spent more money on clothes than I have ever on potions and or
yeah,
revives and
yeah.
full heals and
I'm
ultra
a,
ball.
I'm a millionaire now, but I was not throughout this whole game because I got the complete leather fit, Meelz. So you
I
already
saw.
know, and the
I saw.
shoes.
I there's leather shoes.
Yeah, they got the spike shoes as well. Well, they're not, the shoes aren't
Ooh,
leather, but I'm saying they got the spike shoes with the pants and top.
okay. I just got the leather jacket. That was all I could afford, and I was like, oh, I feel like
I
I'm
went
doing great now.
hard on the player card too. Like, I was working on my player card for like 45 minutes.
I have not even bothered
I
to
love
touch
it.
the player card.
I love the
I
cards.
I have not looked at my cards. I should. They
They're
gave you
dope,
like
man.
rare,
Edit it. Edit it.
they gave you rare cards. I'm like, sure, okay.
They're cool. No, I
Um,
just want mine. I just have mine look dope because
no, I feel you.
like at the end they give you like a holographic foil you can put on top of it. It's really
Yeah.
dope, man. Look at them. They're cool.
Listen, and then I could print it out on my my Game Boy print or whatever.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Just print it out real quick. Let's see what else was incorporated into this game. I mean, I like it. The gym leaders were fun. I like the fact that gyms are back. I love the entire atmosphere. I love the music too, by the
Oh
way.
my god.
Music's
Dude.
really good.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Um,
good. It
the
just
tunnel
seems
action.
more like an actual battle.
Yeah. Competitive, all the other stuff like that. I love it. Um, in terms of everything else that was incorporated into this game, I think we talked about most of them, honestly. Pokemon Camp isn't really anything to talk about. I mean, make
Have
hurries.
never done it, may never do it.
It's
I
cool.
don't. What
It's
is
whatever.
it? What do you
Fair.
do? That's like one of
Uh,
the things they got from Zelda 2, I feel like, unless it's
all it
in.
is just boosting, Pokemon friendship. There's some cute moments, like if you put two of the same Pokemon together, they'll kind of mimic each other and they'll play with each other straight up. Like,
There's some cute moments online. I think socially, this game, when it was introduced, the first couple days of this game, and just all the Twitter clips
yeah,
of
the
random
wild
people
area.
in
The
the
wild
wild
area
area.
changed everything. Getting chased by fucking
Tyro, Tyrogue,
getting chased by. They're
fastest
so
Pokemon on the
fast.
Planet.
They're so fast, dude.
It
No,
was
Fastest
fucking.
cool
Pokemon
that
on
they
the
were
planet.
different speeds, also.
Is it just me, or does like fucking Cutie Fly like leave its whole area and will chase you fucking down.
Listen, it's insane. It's insane the level of like how frightened I was when I was just like Electric too. Electric, I'm like, yo, you're not even tough. Like, go
you don't
away.
know fear until you got 6 Arcanines chasing after you at once. Like, you don't know what it feels like.
Some of them look so big too.
Yeah, they got the skills. They got the skills.
Let's see what else is incorporated into this game. Not much else. I mean, quite honestly,
Shiny is still there. There. You guys know about Super Shinies, right?
What? No, I do not know about
so there's
I think I do.
Yeah, there's 2 different shinies now. The super shiny it's like a little it's a tad bit darker, and the animation has squares. Like little squares will pop out when a Pokemon jumps out, and that's considered a super shiny. It's like a 16,000 like it's even rarer than regular shiny.
Like twice as rare basically.
Yeah. And you still can lower those with the charm and the Medusa method and the Masuda method and all that, but it's extremely rare. No changes in stats or anything. It's still visual and an animation visual change when they jump out the Pokeball, but yeah.
It's it's super
Shinies
shiny.
are still very difficult to find. That didn't really change too much.
Yeah, I'm looking at it online. It is definitely darker, and it is definitely squares.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always something to strive for if you're a maniac.
If you're a maniac about it, yeah. But it's already extremely. I think I've hatched. I'm on about 580 Mimikyus. So it took a while, and I'm at 600 encounters with Impidimp. Once you get to 500, you can kind of run away from them and just keep coming back. The new thing with shinies is it's not necessarily a combo. You don't have to consecutively do it. But if you want something, a Pokemon, just keep battling it till you get to around that 300 time, 500 time, because you'll get new rolls. So now I'm at once you hit 500, I think it's a 6-time chance to run into it. And that's how they kind of ran it as far as running into them in the wild. I still prefer to hatch, but I was trying to see which one was more convenient. So I'm kind of running both. I'm shiny hunting Impidimp and Mimikyu at the same time, just in 2 different ways.
You're a brave man.
Yeah, because
I'll get it eventually.
I've got my shiny.
Yeah, I saw you got your Shiragi. Yeah,
but it's just such.
How many eggs was it? 3?
Yeah, about 300. So many soul-crushing moments. It's just like, I don't know if I could do this forever, so I'm trying to pick of like things that I actually want. And then after that, I probably won't do it anymore because it's, to me, it's just the most soul-crushing, repetitive, just grinding ass part of the game that I hate. It's the reason
I can only
why
do it. I'm only searching for ones that I'm going to use like competitively because I'm not even going to, I just can't do it.
Yeah, no.
It's a lot, bro.
But, when you finish the Dex, all 400 Pokemon, you get the Shiny Charm, which, increases your chances. So that's an incentive. Plus, there's only 400 of them, so it's kind of easy to, finish the Dex. And there are more people playing than usual. So it is easy, especially at this point in life, as the game is still relatively new. It's only about 3 weeks old, to find some people who will help you finish the Dex and all the other stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend finishing the Dex like sometime in like summer because like everyone's going to be like, get out my face.
Knock it out. If you need help, your friends will help you.
Yeah, be here. With that said, I think we're captured. Pokemon Sword and Moon. I mean, Sword and Moon. Wow.
Sword and Moon.
Sword and Moon. There we go. The remake. Spoiler alert. Sword and Shield. Overall, how do we feel? We talked about it in the beginning, but we've reviewed all 8 generations. Where does this game? I can't say generation of games because we haven't fully done it yet.
Yeah.
But where does this game rank for you in the with all the other games?
Among it ranks highly, I would say, especially compared to like when we were talking about it and we were kind of getting like less and less excited for it. It seemed like in some ways, but it was really much better than I thought it was going to be, and it's one of my favorite of the Pokemon games, I'll say.
Yeah, I'd say that it's probably top 3. It's definitely, to me, the most complete game that I've had as far as Pokemon is concerned. Just overall, it's top 3. I mean, it could be top 2. It's really difficult for me to work over Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I mean, Gold and Silver. But it's a very good game. I enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. A lot of content, and we're not done with it, so it's kind of hard to say, because in 6 months they may be like, hey, here's another fucking 200 Pokemon, and I'm gonna be like, all right, you know what, this is it right here. This is the one, you know. But I'm not sure yet. But from what we have currently and what they're pushing for, and I think they were ambitious for the most part, and trying to make something, you know, that everyone's going to enjoy, especially with the wild area. I really like the game. I mean, I'm not gonna be putting it down anytime soon.
I would also agree. It's probably top 3 for me. The story of the game, because you know I'm a big story buff.
Yeah.
The story of the game, it's okay. It's not the strongest
right?
story of the game. There are a couple of moments that I liked. You know, I could see the evil chairman coming from a mile away. I'm glad I called it right.
Definitely.
Because what kind of chair? Anyone who has a secretary in this game is
the
evil.
secretary.
They're gonna be evil.
Bitch.
Yeah, and now she's like in the cave doing community service. It's hilarious.
Yeah. We didn't talk about B taking this nigga's fucking Kabraja and like going to work.
Didn't he give it to him? I'm assuming that's what Bede was saying. Like, you gave me this Pokemon. Why are you complaining that I'm blowing shit up now? Like, I thought this was part of the agreement. That's what I felt like happened.
That scene was hilarious.
That was hilarious because they essentially stripped Bede from the league. There was like, you're out of the league. He's like, for what?
He was like, no, Bede was like, wait. For
I was working with you guys.
Punching bag. Somebody's always a punching bag.
They're trash.
He's awesome, though.
But the chairman thing, you know, I like the chairman's, you know, alternate fit at the table.
He's a fly nigga, man.
Yeah, he was his. When I saw him in the shorts.
I know Pat was like, hold on,
man. But very cash. I mean, the story of the game is fine. It just is what it is. But overall, I think the experience of the game itself is, as a Pokemon fan for as many years that we have been thus far, just, you know, it's just so exciting.
Crazy.
So, yeah, definitely top 3. But with that said, I mean, we've covered all 8 generations. At this point, we're waiting until whatever the next game comes out, which is probably going to be a remake and probably going to be somehow better than this game, which is
somehow. Yeah, they'll figure it out. Well, because you guys imagine, you know, them revisiting an old game in a new age with wild area. Like Meelz, what if we get Gen 4 and it's restructured with a wild area?
It's just
it would be great.
That alternate universe that Cyrus finds himself in is just a wild area and shit. Like,
I mean, you just never know. I mean, what area really is gonna push forward. I truly think that is the future of these games. At some point, I think everyone will get that massive open world shit that everyone's complaining about. What they want. I know. One day we'll have it. It's just about when and on what. But you know, the Switches can do it. I mean, I don't know if you guys played Zelda yet, but it can be done.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I hope,
be done.
I hope that the fact that there is online now means that they would just move on to either like a huge update or another game rather than like a Yellow, Crystal, Emerald type of game, because they don't really need to do that since they can just patch stuff.
I agree. I would prefer that too. Give me the Pokemon Rainbow rumors from like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, it's just a big world, and you got to travel through it. And like, yeah, I mean, that would be incredible.
No, they're saying after that, they're like, we got money to make. We got more.
Oh yeah, I get it.
We got to slap a prefix on these games and just send them out. You know?
Yeah. No. And you know, for the record, Game Freak did just fine with this game with what they had to do as far as 400 Pokemon. I have no problem with what happened.
Yeah, neither do I. But, you know, that was episode 9 of the Mount Silver podcast. We are here. Who knows when we'll be back, to be quite honest with you, until we figure out what type of new stuff that we can uncover in the Pokemon world. But, you know, feel free to binge these podcasts for forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, because quite honestly, these are the best moment of our lives, and it's been a great, it's been a great
100%.
feeling to go over all of these games and just kind of, revisit our childhood and then revisit
We're
the
getting into
evolution.
2020, okay?
Right.
Like we're getting into
knows?
2020, and this is still something that we're having a lot of fun discussing and playing. So to me, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really great. I'm honestly pretty thrilled with how I was getting worried about this game, and I love it. So it's been great.
Make sure you follow, RNC Radio Live for more updates, for more postings, for more shows. I mean, we've got late fees, we've got RSPN, we've got the A Show, we've got the Lookout, which has returned. We've got Big Eyes Podcast, part of our, I guess, our nerd circle,
Yeah.
between Mount Silver and Lookout and, Big Eyes, and more coming soon in terms of just nerdy stuff. But we've got so much stuff down the pipeline. We hope you guys enjoy the holidays. And, continue to play the game. We're here. If you feel free to hit us up. I'm on, Twitter at Meelz TV. Jeff is at Old Newsboy. Pat is at Pafifi. And,
I will breed you Pokemon if you ask me nicely. So it's cool. Just holler at me. It's no biggie.
This is true. Yeah, man. But you know what? That's all we got to say. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the rest of 2019. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.
Yeah.